Dude, how are we even in this timeline? Are we collectively high right now? I wasn't surprised PaperX made a move. The writing was on the wall, but I low-key expected they were swooping in for Primmie given the whole Talon situation. But instead, we swerved into a different dimension entirely. We didn't get the obvious pick. We somewhat got a Pinoy on Pinoy violence with Invy replacing PatMen. I was about to eat dinner when I saw the news reported by Sheep Esports, and I had a slight meltdown because roster mania news like this doesn't simply come out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure someone messed up the timeline because we're on a different one right now. Anyway, now it kind of makes sense why I was particularly intrigued by Invy's tweets, to the point that I actually had a whole draft prepared for a potential video, but I decided to let go of it. Now that I think about it, those tweets actually held meaning. There's likely some kind of connection in there between him getting sidelined and his trials with PaperX. And so it has finally happened. The secret jail meme is dead and the organization has actually finally let Invy go. But don't think for a second this was a simple contract expiry. While the specific numbers haven't hit the timeline yet, reading the room tells you everything you need to know. There's undoubtedly a massive buyout situation happening here. Team Secret held on to Invy through countless roster changes. They wouldn't just open the door and let their most valuable asset walk to a rival for free. PaperX had to pay up and they likely paid a premium. What is truly baffling though is how this entire negotiation was kept completely under wraps. If I were to guess, the negotiations would have started as early as when Invy was benched, which would have been nearly a month ago. And we live in the leakage era where scrim results and contract talks are public knowledge weeks before the ink is dry. Yet somehow, we're only hearing about the biggest transfer in Pacific history just now. So first off, let's talk about why PatMen was let go and why was it so late. We all know what happened at Champs. Despite a strong showing at Toronto, PatMen wasn't able to deliver at the same level in Paris. But that can't be the only reason, right? We already know about the meta changes, and the consensus is that the initiator class is cooked in this meta because of the extended cooldowns. Since PatMen's agent pool is heavily reliant on initiators, we can already see the logic behind PaperX's approach. The reason PaperX cut PatMen so late is likely because they were hard at work this offseason trying to find a way to make it work. I can see them trying everything. They want a trophy together after all, but in the end, with the new meta, something just wasn't clicking anymore. And learning from the past, the org didn't want to repeat last season's mistake where they had to cut Mindfreak in the middle of the season. This time, they acted fast because it's definitely the best move for the team's stability. Yes, it's not ideal for PatMen, but I want your takes on this. Is it better that he was dropped before the season started? Or are you one of the people who thinks it's bad either way? Another likely reason why this is only happening now is that PaperX and Team Secret couldn't find the middle ground during negotiations. You know how it goes. Secret wants a higher buyout, PaperX tries to drive the price down, and things get stalled. And here is a crazy conspiracy. Maybe that cryptic Invy tweet was actually about these stalled negotiations all along. So who do you think Invy was subtweeting there? Was he frustrated with Secret holding him back, or PaperX for not paying up sooner? So now it's time for the tough talk. We all love PatMen, but sometimes we need to face the hard questions. Is Invy actually better than PatMen? Well, I'ma tell it straight. I think Invy is a straight up upgrade on paper. Invy has been fragging out of his mind on a mid-team secret roster, while PatMen has been playing support for a squad that is already fragging out of their minds. Just look at Pacific Stage 1. Invy dropped a blistering 237 ACS with a 1.27 KD, ranking him as the number 1 player in the region. While PatMen, he was sitting at 193 ACS and a 0.96 KD, ranking all the way down at number 26. To put it simply, PatMen is a floor raiser, the glue guy, the clutch man, the vibe merchant who saves you when things get messy. But Invy, he is a nuclear weapon blowing off the team's ceiling to epic proportions. But as we all know, numbers don't always tell the full story, or is PRX underestimating the value of chemistry? So, where does PatMen go from here? Team Secret just lost a flex player and surely they need a replacement, right? They better be making a move for him because I'd bet PatMen still has plenty to give. A change of pace might be exactly what he needs to find his form again. And if that happens, this basically becomes a trade where PaperX pays the buyout to Team Secret. And if Team Secret doesn't work out, who knows? Maybe even Boom could pick him up if they end up taking Talon slot in Tier 1. Those are the only realistic spots I can see him landing right now. So, let's play Fantasy GM for a second. Where do you think PatMen ends up? Drop your wildest predictions or your dream signing for him in the comments. With this Invy signing, I would say that PRX is officially the super team of super teams for the upcoming VCT season, with Invy sliding into the flex slot alongside PRX Unbreakable Core 4. With Alex still at the helm, PatMen's departure seals the aggressive roster change following their breakout win at Masters Toronto and a top 4 run at Champs. But let's be clear, this isn't just a rebuild, it's a glow-up designed to maintain their supremacy against Gen G, DRX, and T1. Invy's presence amps PRX's chaos to an 11. This move lets Jinx's craziness get even crazier, Forsaken's timing even crisper, and some things pop off unchecked in the new meta. Invy not only adds firepower to the team, but he effectively turns their controlled chaos identity into precision killing machines primed for back-to-back international trophies. But don't get me wrong, I really think that this is a risky decision made by PRX. Getting rid of PatMen, who Alex once called a perfect fit, risks fracturing the controlled chaos that the team perfected back in Masters Toronto. They have introduced a volatile new element into a stable compound, and right now, it looks unstable. This late signing means rushed boot camps before the January kickoff, with the risk of potential chemistry issues haunting them. Honestly, it could go both ways. PRX stays at the top of Pacific and unlocks a dynasty arc if Invy gels fast, but if they flop, the hate watch for stage 1 will be generational. So, is PRX eating good in 2026 or is this self-sabotage? Drop your takes below. Are we looking at a dynasty or a disaster class? At the end of the day, let's not forget that this is still about PRX and their quest for world domination. They promise that they are committed to winning more this year, and this move is one of the many steps towards that. They likely saw something not working and decided to act fast, learning from their past mistakes. But let's be real, getting Invy is weird. It feels like we slipped into a weird alternate timeline. It's confusing and honestly, it doesn't feel real yet. But don't get me wrong, Invy is definitely a great addition, but it just feels weird, especially for us Filipino fans. But PRX Invy, wow. He's been in secret for so long that it feels incredibly strange to actually say PRX Invy. But I'm sure we'll get used to it eventually. Anyway, I want to hear from you guys. Does PRX's ruthless ambition make you excited? Or are you still a fan but this whole situation just leaves a bitter taste in your mouth? Either way, this was one hell of a signing and I can't wait to see how PRX looks with this new roster. As always, I'll see you guys in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed, hit that sub button so you don't miss out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. So, who do you think Invy? And a lot of teams are basically leaning towards the idea that the initiator class is cooked. In this Inang hirap. We said